Hey everyone, welcome back. This is Bill. I'm that expat prepper, lives in the Philippines. It's been a couple weeks since I've done a mind dump related to current affairs and what's going on in the world in general. And a lot of it has to do with I've been busy. I picked up a contract gig, so I've been working on that, and I have a couple projects I'm running, primarily with the water shop and some other things. So I haven't had a lot of time to sit down and do a good mind dump. And I haven't been outside in a long time. As you notice, I'm outside today, and I'll show you a little bit of this park at the end of the video. But it's been raining, right? And it'll probably rain this afternoon sometime, but I see an opportunity right now to come out and get out of the house, get some fresh air a little bit. So I thought I'd just make the effort to come out here today. This is a neat little park, and I'll show you some of it on the way out, like I said at the end of the video. Now, today is the next day after the Palestinians pulled off their terroristic act on Israel. Now, for years and years, I've been on the fence between the Israelis and the Palestinians in their conflict, because I know there's a history there from World War II, and there's a lot of bad blood, and I was never really sure who was right or wrong. Who has rights to the lands, and whatever was granted was then revoked, and just the conflict there has just been saddening. But that's the way it is. So like I said, I've never really chose a side. And, the attack that they did, the Palestinians did just the other day, and even that wouldn't have made me blink too much, but the fact that they shot and killed over 240 concert goers, these are civilians. These are not military assets. This is not an intelligence asset. This is an act of terrorism. When you have people at an outdoor concert just enjoying life, and then the terrorists come along and they'll open fire and shoot people in the back as they're fleeing. Like I said, 240 some killed just at this one site, and I don't know how many were wounded, right? Or how many were taken hostage. Apparently the Palestine terrorists are taking Israelis hostages. I can't get behind that, right? So I don't care what the history from World War II to the other day. From today going forward, the Palestine, to me, are terrorists, right? They are absolutely not fighting for a cause. They're just trying to provoke and prompt terror. Now, I feel sorry for the normal Palestinians who had to have known that this is coming, right? Gaza is not a big place, and when you can get thousands of armed terrorists together in a coordinated attack, the regular people knew, right? The brothers, the sisters, the aunts, the moms, the dads, they knew something was coming. You can't move that many rockets in and around without the whole people knowing. How the Israeli intelligence didn't pick it up, I don't know. That's a fail on their part. Somebody can dissect that later. But I do feel sorry for the normal Palestinian people, especially the children that are about to get the brunt of the retribution and retaliation from Israel. Now, before, Israel was pretty good about their strikes, but I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Israel's pissed off, right? You kill a bunch of their civilians and you do this kind of an attack, and you know what? They're just probably going to hammer back real hard. And none of this really makes sense to me. That's why I really never paid attention to it too closely for years. But now, I can't see how anyone can side with the Palestinians. Now, I know Iran backs them, and apparently the Taliban is throwing in their hat with them now, too. I don't know if that means anything other than propaganda. But I just can't understand it, right? I mean, besides the conflict in Ukraine and other places around the world, this one just makes no sense. I don't see any military or political gain from the Palestinians doing this particular action, other than just to stir the pot up. Now, the Israelis have declared war, and rightfully so. They were attacked, and civilians were killed without cause. I get that. They should be at war. Now, they're asking for NATO intervention and U.S. help. Now, I'll be honest with you. If the Israelis can't squash and crush the Palestinians on their own, with their own equipment and their own merit, then I was misled on their capabilities. I think what they're really asking for is maybe some humanitarian aid, or at least the NATO to just stand back and not interfere with their retribution and retaliation. We'll see how it plays out in the next couple of days. It's just saddening that this has to come about right now. My first initial thoughts the other day was that somehow Russia's got its fingers in this pot, trying to stir up more drama in the world outside of Ukraine with NATO and everything. And maybe they did. Maybe there's some funding going on through Iran, or maybe there's not. I mean, there's no proof one way or the other yet that I've seen. The intelligence that I've seen is pretty much that somehow, unbelievably, thousands of armed terrorists, the Palestinians, were able to stage and conduct this operation without it leaking to the Israelis. Which, again, I don't understand how that can happen, but somebody might have been paid off. I don't know. But, yeah, I haven't been talking about the world problems and world crisis because, it's the same stuff. Conflict here, conflict there, flash flooding, droughts, crop failure, food prices, inflation. And sometimes I just have to step back. So you've seen a lot of product reviews and a lot of things of that nature on my site lately because, that's content I can put together and not have too much of an emotional attachment to it. Now, oftentimes, as I sit out here in the middle of nowhere, I can forget that not all the world is as peaceful as it is here. Now, let me stand up and show you a little bit of what's going on out here, just so you can see where I'm at and where I'm coming from. I'm sitting out here at the end of a peninsula in my little town of Barras, and we're right on the lake, as you can see. Now, what you're hearing right now is an interesting banco, an interesting boat going by. It looks like a spotter boat of some kind. Ori, ano sa barko sa isla? Sa fishing or bakit sa tower?
What?
Bakit sa tower yun sa barko?
For fishing.
So my nephew said that they use these towers for fishing. I guess when you're on these boats, you can spot where the fish are. I'm not sure how that works. But anyways, yeah, this little park is fairly new. It's been slowly being developed over the last 10 years. And there's always something constantly going on here. So, it's a nice place to come exercise, relax. And you can see, obviously, I'm in the province. It's, like I said, sometimes I'm out here and I forget that the world is crazy. Maybe you can see way off in the distance the wind farm up on the hills. I went up there one day and did a video. It was okay. But yeah, I live on this, I'm 5 minutes away from this lake and out in the province, and I can just forget sometimes that, shit's happening in the world, and, I can't do anything about it, obviously, but all I can do is try to keep an eye on things and figure out how it's going to affect me here. And the reality is, it doesn't affect me here at all. I'm so isolated out here that the world could basically go to hell and I'll probably just survive just fine. That's the whole prepping out here in the Philippines thing for you. But yeah, guys, I just wanted to say that I'm sorry I'm not dropping a lot of mind dumps lately, and it's really just because I don't want my anxiety to build up too much. I am semi-retired and I do sit out here and I do want to relax and enjoy. So drop comments down below if you think anything I said about the conflict, this new one with the Palestinians and the Israelis. It's still new, so we'll see how it plays out this week. There might be another video on that topic later. But this is me out here trying not to worry about the rest of the world. This is me trying to worry about my immediate family and myself. And I've been doing a lot of that the last couple of weeks. So anyways, hit the like video, or hit like on this video if you kind of like this kind of content. I will try to do some more expat type of stuff that's not prepper related. So you should see some of that soon too. And that's just because these topics depress me. And I need to be informed, but I don't need to necessarily dwell on these things. All right, guys. Until next time, please, everyone, be safe. Thank you. All right, so I was taking a walk today out in Wawa, this park here that I just showed you. And I wanted to stop real quick and show you a floating solar array. Now, these are pretty large panels, and there's what, 2, 4, 6. So there's 24 of them sitting out here, or 25 give or take, and they're on little floating baffles. I'm surprised that this is exposed. But this must just be a test, must be an experiment, because, this isn't going to generate probably more than, I don't know, I'd guess 8 kilowatts at the max. It is facing towards the sun, and it is here. I'm assuming quite probably that this is just here to provide lighting and other things. But it's interesting because most of these lights out here already, as you can tell, are solar lights. But I'm thinking this is just a test array of testing the technology, as well as providing probably up to 8 kilowatts power for the park. And the other thing I wanted to tell you about this park that is kind of interesting is these big ponds are actually full of fish. The local government is testing different fishery technologies out here. And my nephew told me that these were probably bungos or milkfish for you guys in the US. So, you know, this is an environmental friendly town, and they are trying different sustainability methods. Now, obviously back behind there, you can see other fish ponds. Those are, you know, privately owned, and however that works. But this park is nice, right? You know, you can come out here, you know, hopefully not in the middle of the day like I am right now where it's sunny and warm. But you can exercise, and I'll show you the gym setup they have here in a second as well. It's kind of a nice little park. I brought my drone out here before, and I've flown it around. If you look through some of my older videos, you'll see me out here with the drone, as well as I got a short about this park. It's kind of neat. You can take a boat from the entryway, and it will go all the way around here, then we'll take you out on the lake. And then from the lake, you can get to another dock over this way where they have a floating restaurant area out there. It's kind of cool too. So, you know, you can spend an afternoon out here, take a boat ride, go get some lunch, and take a boat ride back. But anyways, stand by for 2 more seconds. I'll show you some more of this park, as I promised. All right, so I'm back now. Walking back towards the entrance, I noticed something, that all these street lights are solar powered, yet they're running a line. Now, I think they're just utilizing the posts, and they're running a power line. As you can see, this gentleman here is installing it. And I think that is where they're getting from the solar array, and they're gonna probably run it to the pavilion up here or to other areas so that they can have solar power up here and take advantage of that. But looks like they're setting up some lights and stuff for a festival or a party of some kind, which is kind of cool. They do that. But anyways, I wanted to show you that this area out here does indeed have a public exercise area, right? You know, you can comment on the advantage or disadvantage of this particular equipment set, but it is trying to promote some exercise, and it is trying to get people to get out and stay a little fit and a little healthy. You know, like I said, all this stuff is fairly brand new, and they're trying to make it nice. They do have CCTV cameras out here and everything too. So, and they have security up at the front. But see, obviously they have electric run out here. And this electric is probably 100% coming from that solar array we saw. Now, I haven't seen this statue before, so this is something kind of new. It looks like it's a memorial statue of Francis Burton Harrison, who at one time was a governor, apparently. Yeah. Anyways, if you guys want to pause and read all that, you can. But that's kind of cool. So it's a park, and it looks like they're doing some Christmas recycling decorations. Now, I got to be honest with you. Looking at this, doesn't look like they're using recycled products. I could be wrong, but it looks like they bought new plastic bottles and just put it up there. So that might kind of defeat the purpose. Again, if you're from Brodas and you know about it, comment down below. But I think that doesn't look like it's all recycled. Anyways, so guys, this is the park. There's obviously a lot more to it, but I don't need to show it all. If you guys want to see my drone video on it, just search in some of my older stuff. Just search on drone, and you will find one where I came out here and did a whole day's filming. All right, guys. Once again, if you like this kind of stuff, hit the like button. And until next time, everyone take care. Later.